I got married April the 6th, 1950. I was 20, my wife was 18. She died when I was 86. 66 years of marriage to the same woman. And the reason I stayed married to her that long was she told me, she looked at me and said, "Look at me, Ricky. What do you see?" I said, "Oh, I see a pregnant wife." She said, "No. From the neck down, you see every damn woman in this world. The only difference between me and any woman in this world is the face." She said, "Whenever you need a woman, you got one at home." And that's what made me stay home.
All y'all young suckers who can't control your wood and you can't even open your mind to the concept of this. If you're out there and you hate women and you just think every woman in the world is a 304, this ain't for you. You're not mature enough yet.
Tell us the truth.
All right, what's good, YouTube? It's your man, Book of AlphaRonomy, aka Doc BOA. Yep, I got time today. Well, if you really want to know about relationships and how to make them work and how to make them last, you got to listen to the OGs, man. Like, you really got to listen to the OGs. These are people who figured out how to make relationships work. Now, it isn't about the relationship itself and how to sustain it. It's about what I tell you guys about how to pick the right woman. That's all you got to do. The relationship sustains itself if you pick the right woman. That's all you got to do. You got to pick the woman who's compatible with your life, the woman who dedicated to the process of your progress, the woman who fits into the position that you put her in, the woman who gives you the shut upness and obedience that you want, the woman who gives you the energy that works in your life. And that's the only way to make it work. But let's listen to this OG, man, give us a talk about it, man, and then we'll see later on what KS has to say about it in an old interview with Tip, and we'll come back and chop it up on a real tip.
A man and a woman was made to be together. So find yourself a good mate and be compatible as you can. Love is compatibility. You have to love what your woman do. She got to love what you want, you like to do, and y'all got to do things together, grow together, enjoy each other. Materialistic thing that buying her jewelry and stuff, that's not love. That's just being materialistic with your woman. But be realistic with her and take her for what she is, and she take you for who you are, and y'all get along real good. I got married April the 6th, 1950. I was 20, my wife was 18. She died when I was 86. 66 years of marriage to the same woman. And the reason I stayed married to her that long was she told me, she looked at me and said, "Look at me, Ricky. What do you see?" I said, "Oh, I see a pregnant wife." She said, "No. From the neck down, you see every damn woman in this world. The only difference between me and any woman in this world is the face." She said, "Whenever you need a woman, you got one at home." And that's what made me stay home. She was dying. She said, "Ricky, I'm going to save a place in heaven for you so that we can have our own place up in heaven." I told her, "You better marry someone else that's already up there, honey." I said, "Because I'm not going to make it." She said, "Yes, you will." I said, "I don't know, but if God calls me up there, I'm going. If not, I'll go wherever he sent me." So this is my sermon for today. Excuse me from tearing up, but God bless you. God bless you all.
All y'all young suckers who can't control your wood and you can't even open your mind to the concept of this. If you're out there and you hate women and you just think every woman in the world is a 304, this ain't for you. You're not mature enough yet. You go out there, keep doing what you're doing, keep living until you understand that the change starts with you and you got to mature and develop into the man you're supposed to be first. And then you'll understand what it means to look at a woman who means something else. Now, this going to hurt some feelings, but I don't give a damn about your feelings being hurt. That's what God put us here to do. He didn't put us here to run around like chimpanzees and even chimps. Chimps have a pecking order when it comes to who mates and who doesn't. Y'all act like hard up juvenile elephants with testosterone running out of their ears when they be around tearing up stuff and attacking jeeps and tearing up stuff, killing people and all of that. That's how y'all act. But I want y'all to understand something. We're put here to mate up and pair up with women. Too many men and women in America live like 304s, happily live like 304s. And that's part of the reason why most of you can't get your money right. You're too busy living like a 304. That's part of the reason why most of you women can't get a man that actually like you enough to put you in the wife position, because you're too busy out here living like a 304. If you ain't going the direction you want to go in your life, ain't going where it's want to go, think about how much time you spend being a 304. And think about how unfulfilling that is. That's why you got to keep doing it over and over and over and over. You think about how good the feeling is when you bust. Think about how good that feeling is. And think about how many times you got to do it over and over and over and over and over. Because it's the most unfulfilling thing you do. It's the greatest feeling you can feel as a man. Greatest physical feeling you can feel as a man. And you lose more testosterone right after that than you ever do at any point in your life. In one big rush. It's just, it's out of there. Now, granted, you can expect that your body's going to ramp up production of tests after that. But that's only to get your levels back right. It ain't going to make you have more. I want y'all to understand something, man. The fact that in this society, no one, even though there's people who've been married for 50 years, people been married for 70 years, I know a happily married couple right now, been married. I mean, he in his 80s, she in her 70s. I'm talking people who've been, now when I say happily married, I'm talking about they the only happily married couple I know, but I know some couples, man, that's been together for a long time, bro. And they still going strong, still having a blast together, still laughing together, still eating meals together, still taking trips together, still walking together, still exercising together, still doing whatever it is they do. Bro, I'm telling y'all, you are living foul in America if you living by the principles of hoism. And then you got the audacity to look at me when I talk about the pimp principle and be like, man, I don't respect pimp, but you respect hoes? What you mean? You probably won yourself while you're saying you don't respect peas. You probably a 304 right now. You probably got 15 women that you chasing at the same time. And I just want y'all to understand something. It ain't got nothing to do with being young. It ain't got man, I'm young. Man, that ain't got shit to do with it. You go to other cultures, these boys ain't never like that. It ain't got to do with you being young. It got something to do with you being weak. You can't control your libido long enough to clear the table for God to give you something that you can use. I want y'all to think about a man who has 10 women and he ain't getting nothing out of none of them but sex. You mean tell me you got 10 women that ain't contributing nothing to your life? Boy, let me tell y'all something. I want y'all to understand the prism of this ism right here. If the broad ain't giving, then she taking. If she ain't contributing or distributing, she robbing the place when the doors close at night. You giving your strength to women, not just your physical strength. When you lose that test like that, boy, you giving up all you lose a little bit of everything. Mental clarity. You lose a little bit of physical, of course, but you lose a little bit of emotional control. You lose a little bit of everything. And it just don't make sense because it's not the way to be living. And I know some beta male say, man, Johnny will come in and say, well, that'll be away. I bet you weren't like that when you were young, man, that'll be away. When you was in your 20s, I bet you was out there getting plenty, that'll be away. And when it come to these 304s, I bet you had many, that'll be away. Let me tell you something, boy. You around here talking out that you done got a little older, boy, you can control yourself a little bit more. I bet you weren't like that then, that'll be away. I bet you wasn't like that, boy. I bet I can go down there and find a trail of women that you done ran through in your 20s, that'll be away. But you don't know, talking about us, because we in our 20s, acting like that, that'll be. Let me tell you something, boy. That's why I don't listen to you, that'll be away. You old nickel. You ain't no OG. You old nickel, that'll be away. And I ain't gonna listen to you no more. Unsubscribe. Okay, unsubscribe. So before you go, let me tell you this. I don't give a damn if you don't listen to me no more. I took my first 2-year abstinence journey when I was 22. The actual journey itself was 17 months, but I just stuck with it. I stopped keeping up with it after 2 years. It was a little bit longer than 2 years. I just stopped keeping up with it after 2 years. It may have been 3. I don't know. But it wasn't no need to keep up with it no more because I wasn't actually on an intentional journey at that point. I just, man, it brought me so much clarity, so much physical strength, so much mental strength, so much, man, my clear skin, man, clear eye. It's just everything, bro. Everything was, I'm be honest with you, man, I was a perfect specimen at that time. Perfect specimen. Everything. I mean, man, I'm talking about down to the nail bed, everything, bro. But I want y'all to understand this. It's about who you want to be as a man. Do you want to be a man that's around here, man, traipsing around, man, like a 304? Because if you around here doing that, you ain't no different than the woman that you call a 304. You're the same thing. And you got to ask yourself as a man, as a masculine man, with all of these gifts that God gives us as men, man, you around here living just like a woman, using what you got to get what you want. Come on, man. That ain't the way it's supposed to be. Now let's listen to KS, man, talk about it. My bad for being a little long-winded on that. Let's listen to KS give his 2 cents to T.I. about how society has shifted and changed the way that men and women interact with one another and how women kill chivalry.
You said women have killed chivalry.
We used to accept that men and women were different, and that didn't make us less worthy. We're just different. Now we have a world to where it's like, well, we're all the same and we're not the same. And we're trying to reimagine. There are people who want to reimagine how men and women should interact. Here's the problem. That sounds good in a laboratory, in a classroom, but in the world, people just won't accept it. Women want what they want, men want what they want. And here's the calculus that went missing for the longest. Women control access to reproduction and sex. Men control access to relationships. And if men control access to relationships because we're the pursuers, we ask for proposals, if the marital rates are declining, if relationships are dropping, it would be an unwise business to go chastise the customer for why they're not buying. You need to ask, what's wrong with my product?
Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. Truth be told, I agree with a lot of what KS said there, man. You know, it's a situation where in this society, the average modern woman she's just not worth any investment or commitment like that because she doesn't want it. She wants to get laid when she want to get laid, and she want to get paid when she want to get paid. That's it. If she don't want to get laid or paid, if she don't want to get laid or need to get paid, she don't want no man. I think that's the part y'all aren't getting. That's why a man might say, you got to give your woman $250,000 or a woman should charge you $50,000 or anything like that. And the crazy thing is the majority of women, man, they've never even seen $50,000 themselves. Like they never been able to sit and count out $50,000. And I want y'all to understand something. That's not a bad thing. It's just a truth ring in America, bro. These women aren't built for commitment and relationships. They have their own agenda. They just want someone to help them get there. You know what I'm saying? And keep them physically pleased and financially at ease at the same time. That's why you got to make sure she can contribute something. A woman who can't contribute anything to your life is worthless to you. If she can't contribute anything to your life, she ain't contributing anything to her own life either. And I'm going to be honest with you. If she is contributing something to her life, she's not contributing to your life because she don't want to. She don't like you like that. You want to know if a woman like you? She going to contribute something to your life. Now, let's listen to, I think her name is Money Love here, man. Let's listen to her, man. She's going to talk about one of the main issues in this society. And I'm going to come back and chime in on it just a little bit, and then we'll wrap this one on up. Getting a little long for y'all, man.
No matter how good of a woman you think you is, it don't matter how loyal, how faithful, how much you cook, clean, keep yourself together. Can I say that?
Yes.
Nigga gon' nigga regardless.
Nigga gon' nigga.
Nigga gon' nigga regardless. So, now that I'm on game,
T-shirt.
I'm gonna do me. You done ruined it. You done ruined it. I don't believe in that fairy tale stuff no more.
Wow.
That is a fragrance that they spray on us, ladies, to get you to put up with all the BS. And you're not going to understand that until you do everything you can for them up. And they still stinky poo-poo all over you.
Now, I'm going to tell y'all something, brothers, and this is real. This is very real. That woman is making a lot of sense. Because I want y'all to comment down below and tell me when you met a woman who's gone through the same thing she just said with the last man she was with. I've met a few who have gone through that very same thing. Hell, in my younger years, I may have put one through it. But as you mature as a man, you have to understand, bro. You can't afford to mess over a woman who's giving you everything she has. Because there's so many women out here who ain't going to give you nothing. And so when a woman has gone through this just one time, she's damaged. She just admitted that she's damaged goods. There is nothing you could tell her that's going to make her believe in the fantasy anymore. And I say this to you as a man. You're the perfect man for her or a woman like that if you know that you ain't even about that life either. But if you're a man out here, bro, and you know you're ready and willing and in a position to give a woman a honest experience, and you want a woman who still appreciates and believes in the fantasy, man, you got to get out of the United States. You got to get out of the United States. You just got to make a move. You know what I mean? Because the majority of these women don't believe in the fantasy anymore. That's why they always got their hand out asking for money. That's why they're willing to sleep with multiple men, because all they see men useful for is money and meat. They don't see nothing else. They don't want to see nothing else. And it's because a lot of times these women have been messed over in relationships. The same way you've been messed over, women have been messed over too. The same way you believe every woman is bad, women believe every man is bad too. And the same reason you believe that is their reason too. They've dealt with enough men who messed them over, who are just like everybody else, to know that niggas ain't no good. And so you take a man like me, who's in a position where I'm like, you know what, man, I'm chilling, dog. Man, listen, I'm in a position right now where if I put a woman in the right position in my life, she just hit the jackpot. And I ain't talking about financially. She just found the fantasy. But I'm not finna put a woman in that position who don't believe in the fantasy. She got to believe in the fantasy. Let me tell you something about a fantasy. If a woman believes in a fantasy, she'll protect it. Remember now, we can't say women live in a fantasy world and then say they won't protect it. If a woman believes in the fantasy and she gets the fantasy, she's going to protect that fantasy. The problem is, by the time you meet a woman around here, women are starting to engage and be in relationships so young. By the time you meet a woman that's 25, 26, 27 around here, she's already been through this that this young girl is talking about. She'd already been ruined. She'd already given a man all she has to give. And I tell you men all the time, once she give a man everything she has to give, she ain't got that. She can't give that twice. When a woman gives a man all she has, a bunch of that shit she don't get back. She can't reproduce it. And she's in this position. So it don't matter what man finds her. It don't matter how good he is or nothing. She's already ruined from the possibility of that being reality. She's going to believe what she just said. It's a fragrance that a man sprays on you. The same thing with you men out here. It don't matter what good woman you find. You're going to believe she just done put that monkey on you and made your mind believe something that's not true. That's the real reason relationships fail. Because good men can't find good women and good women can't find good men. And that's a travesty. It's a travesty in this society. So you're left with two choices. You get you a woman from somewhere else that still believes in a fantasy, or you deal with the cutthroat mentality of a woman who feel like she owe the next man because she gave everything she had and got screwed over by the last man. You heard her say, I'm going to do me. Almost every woman you meet out here is going to do her. And you're a damn fool if you believe she's not. If you didn't get her earlier than 5 years ago, I'm talking about earlier, COVID really flipped the world. It's over now. COVID made so many women see and men see that they was with the wrong person and they hated the person hated them and they ain't get along and they ain't like each other. Bro, it's over now. It's over. So if you got a woman you've been with 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 20, 100 years, you good. If you got a woman you met in the last 5 years, you ain't good, bro. She's already ruined, unfortunately.